Hi everyone, welcome to Best Recipes with Sharon. Today's recipe is for a hearty and comforting dish called Pot Cheeseburger Pasta. Not only is it an easy dish to make, but most of the ingredients you would have on hand. Start by using a heavy bottom skillet or a Dutch oven pot to conduct an even and high heat. Turn your heat on high and place 1 pound of ground beef into your pot. Start that frying and break the meat into tinier pieces. Meanwhile, peel and wash a medium-sized carrot. Cut it into strips and dice them into about 1/4 inch pieces. And add that to your meat mixture and continue cooking. And the meat will have enough juice of its own to cook the carrots and the meat together. So continue to cook this together. You might want to put the lid on for a few minutes so that it cooks through. So about 4 minutes or so. Now remove the lid and make sure that everything is cooking evenly, so I stir it around with the fork a little bit and continue to make sure that it browns up. I put the lid on just for a few more minutes and then take the lid off and leave it off while you continue to fry it until it browns up a little bit better and the juices are pretty much used up. Now then we'll need a good sized medium onion and about 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. Finely chop both the onion and the garlic and add that to the pot. And continue to fry until the onions are translucent and the garlic is a bit fragrant. I turn the heat down a little bit and I put the lid on the pot for a little bit longer just to make sure it heats through nicely. Next, add 3 3/4 cups of beef broth. This is what we'll use to cook our pasta in, so the flavor will soak into the pasta. But first, let's add a few more seasonings. Add 2 tablespoons of sweet paprika. Then stir that in until it's well combined. And sprinkle it lightly with a little bit of salt. You don't want too much because there's probably a little salt in the beef broth already. Next, add 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. Now add 1 tablespoon of fresh or dried thyme and crush it up a little bit before adding it. So now we're ready to add the uncooked pasta. Add 2½ cups of cavatappi pasta. You can add whatever type of pasta you prefer, but this one works quite nicely in this dish. Using a large spoon, give it a good stir. Place the lid back on and cook it for about 7 to 9 minutes. Check it once in a while and give it a good stir. And this should thicken up quite nicely. And I like to also add a ½ teaspoon of black pepper. And of course stir that in until it's well mixed. Look at this, it's thickening up really nicely here. So we're ready to add some cheese. So I'm grating some nice fresh cheddar cheese. I use mild cheddar and about 2 cups of it. And go ahead and add that cheese to the pasta. And take your large spoon and stir that in until it's thoroughly combined. At this point you have your heat turned off and the heat that's already in the pasta will melt the cheese. Well, here's an interesting twist. Use 2 or 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. Then stir that in until it's melted and creamy. This acts as a flavor enhancer. It tastes a little bit cheesy, but also has a little bit of a nutty flavor. And nutritional yeast gets its name from the protein, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants it contains. And some people use it simply for that reason, but it also enhances the flavor of your dish. So you can use it or you can opt not to. Either way, this pasta dish is for cheese lovers everywhere. And it's pretty much a meal on its own, but you could use it as a side dish if you wanted to as well. And it has that really nice homemade vibe, and perhaps a better nutritional balance than some of those boxed meals. And it's so easy to make, it's really no big deal to put it together. Thanks so much for watching today's episode, everyone. And until next time, happy eating.